guys. So I am super excited about this video. It is my first video on this channel and I am so excited because I am doing my first impression of the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I have been so excited about this palette since Jaclyn Hill announced it. I have been waiting to get this palette. And it seemed like every time I was ready to get this palette, something else came up in the way. It was like, oh, we're out of stock. Oh, no more. Oh, we're like, I didn't even know they were selling it in stores. One of my friends actually ended up telling me that she found this palette at an Ulta around Christmas and that they were selling it in the stores. I had no idea. So I am super excited that I finally got this palette. I'm a little late as far as doing a review. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already tried it out, but I am just so excited about this because I absolutely love Jaclyn Hill. I have been following her for years now, and I love Morphe. The other two Morphe palettes I have are the 35O, which is the one that a lot of people like because it has a lot of inclusive earth tones, and then the 35T for taupe, and that is a lot of like purples and like purpley grays and purpley browns. So this was a very big thing for me because I usually stick with earth tones and taupes. And I mean, anybody who's seen this palette, I mean, you can see the gorgeous colors that are included. And all of these gorgeous colors that are included in the palette, I mean, half the time I've never had a look where I needed like an emerald shimmery green. Guess what? I'm doing it now. Like, I have so many ideas for this palette now and so many makeup ideas that I could scream. I do realize that my makeup does not look the best right now. I actually have a full day's worth of makeup on. I had a really long day and I really wanted to shoot this video because I felt like if I kept putting it off, I was never gonna do it. So here's my first review. I will do a full review on this palette on my blog, which I will have linked in the description below. I will also have links for how you can buy the Jaclyn Hill palette, as well as the 35O and 35T if you're like me and you like earth tones or you like the taupey colors. One thing I will say, I am not in any way, shape, or form being compensated for this video. This is literally just me being a crazed fan who absolutely adores Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. So one thing that I really liked about this palette is the packaging, because every Morphe palette is matte black with Morphe on the front, and then it has all of the colors on the inside. Whereas with this one, as you can see, it's like a glossy white color. Her name is in like this metallic holographic kind of silver foil that I am in love with. Because everybody who knows me knows that I absolutely love highlight. I'm pretty sure you can tell in this video since I'm like glowing every time I turn my head. And another thing that I really liked about this palette was that they included all of the names for all of the different colors on the back of it. That was a really big deal for me because when Jaclyn Hill was doing her review on the palette, she did explain each color and had a little story behind it. And I really liked listening to the stories and understanding what her process was behind naming each color, or what the inspiration was behind each color, or who may have had some sort of influence. So the fact that they included the names on the back, I was really happy with that because I wanted to keep that piece to, like, I wanted to have that little piece. And another thing, as far as the packaging is concerned, it has the magnetic close. And I absolutely love having a magnetic close just because it feels a lot cleaner. A lot of them, or well, the two Morphe palettes I have anyway, you have to like kind of, it's kind of like the little clip thingy. I don't know what they're called for the life of me, but I don't know, this just feels a lot cleaner. This is a very sleek, clean look, and on the inside it does say this palette is dedicated to all of my subscribers, to all my loving subscribers, with her signature in there. And I just think it's so cute. It's just such a pretty palette. Like, literally, my fiance and I, we were talking, and he was Snapchatting me because I legitimately played the Hallelujah chorus while I opened the palette for him.
That happened.
It did happen. I'm not lying. I was so excited about this palette. I legitimately found the Hallelujah chorus on Apple Music, turned it on, and had zero shame as I opened it up and stared at each color in admiration and these are beautiful. These are beautiful. I don't know if Jaclyn Hill will ever see this video, but oh my God, you and Morphe together, you guys are geniuses. And it really does encompass the idea of the 35 dream colors, because I think that as somebody who has worked with makeup for years now, and as somebody who really enjoys working with makeup and giving other people tips and helping out my friends with their makeup for, different events and things like that, one thing that I really could relate with is some of the stories behind some of these colors. Like the pukey brown has been something that Jaclyn Hill has always talked about, and I absolutely loved that she included pukey. Another one that I was really excited about is Abyss. So if you use makeup often, it is very, very hard to find an actual black. It just is. It's hard to find a black because it's usually a black brown, or it's just a very, very dark brown. And then when you go to blend it, all of a sudden you have a light brown on your eye. So I was very excited about the actual black color in this palette. The other one I was excited about is SBN. Smoky but natural. Honestly, that is probably the one thing that irks me the most, is when someone goes, oh, can you help me with my makeup? I want something smoky, but make it look natural. So now I can just open up my handy dandy palette and be like, okie dokie, no problem. We're just gonna go ahead and use some SPN on your eye. And then there's a couple of other ones that I'm really a fan of. Like I really, really love Sissy. I am a huge fan of like coral colors in the spring, and having the spring coming up soon, I am really excited to use Sissy as a color. And Light and Beam are both like blinding beautiful colors that I am excited for my brow bone. And I'm even gonna put a little bit on my cheeks and my nose because I really enjoy highlight. And like even some of these names, like Obsessed, I'm obsessed with that color. Twerk, I think is such a cute name for that blue. I just think it's such a poppy name for such a popping color. And it really is a palette that's near and dear to my heart, because I have for years wanted to find just one palette that wasn't going to be something from, a gift set or Amazon or anything like that, that was going to have some rich pigmented colors like greens and blues and reds and yellows. And this has it. Like this palette, it literally has every color that you think you're missing. And whatever colors are missing from this, I found just from personal use that you can mix some of them together and create even different colors. So like really this has almost infinite possibilities. So Jaclyn Hill and Morphe, congratulations, you are fantastic. Overall, my first impression of the palette is that it was everything I had dreamed for, everything I had hoped for, and more. I have been waiting and waiting for this, and I was very concerned when I put the order in. The thought crept up in the back of my head, what if I don't like it? And it's not anything against Jaclyn Hill or Morphe. It's just that I'm a very picky person when it comes to makeup. And I was concerned that, because one thing that a lot of people talk about is how each color has a different consistency to it because it was pressed differently. And that was something that even Jaclyn Hill herself had mentioned in her video about the palette, was that she had them press each one a different way because she wanted each one to have a certain consistency. Well, that being said, I was a little concerned before I got it, and after I put in the order, I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to like that feeling of having a different consistency for each color. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because it would be a process of switching between brushes and and I overthought the whole thing. I overthink a lot of things. And when I got it in the mail, when I first opened it, I was actually at work because I grabbed it as I was like walking out the door of the house on my way to work. I grabbed the package because I saw it said my name on it. And then I get the email while I'm driving that my package was delivered from Morphe. And I'm like, I know what's in that box. So I opened it at work and I did like a little sneak peek on Snapchat. Like I didn't even take the plastic out of it. I was just kind of like, look at how pretty it is. Okay, we got to close it and put it back together because I don't want to taint it. I don't want to give it too much air and oxygen and make it different. Like I was freaking out about how excited I was. And I can honestly say as a first impression, this surpassed all of my expectations. So if you are thinking about getting the Jaclyn Hill palette and you have any other questions or concerns or anything like that, like I said, a full review will be in my blog post. But other than that, I would say this is a 10 out of 10. And that's not To put it in perspective, the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay got a 6 out of 10 for me. As much as everyone loves that palette, I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I felt like all of the colors were too similar. I didn't like the consistency of some of them, and the shimmers were too loose for such a compact type of palette. And those were just my opinions on that one, but I haven't really had any palettes that I was absolutely in love with, except for Morphe palettes. Ironically, like my 35O, I'm pretty sure I've hit pan on more than half of the colors I have. I need to get another one actually. My 35T, I use it constantly because I like in the winter, I like to wear a lot of burgundies and purples, and it's just the perfect palette to bring that look together. Even if I'm looking for something subtle, even if I'm looking for something that's like a slate gray, I have it in my Morphe palettes, and this is by far my favorite Morphe palette. It's by far my favorite eyeshadow palette, and I could not be happier with this purchase. Now, if you're not like me and you have, like, there are some people who have no idea who Jaclyn Hill is. That's fine. You don't need to. All you need to know is that it's called the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I can guarantee half of you that once you use it, you're going to want to watch her videos because this palette is really a embodiment of who Jaclyn Hill is, in my opinion, because it gives enough of her personality in the names of the colors, as well as giving you a little bit of personalization for yourself. You're able to take the palette and do what you want with it, and because you have such a range in colors and such a variety of colors, you can do almost any makeup look with this, and I'm absolutely ecstatic that I bought it. If you have any other questions, concerns, or comments, like I said, full review will be on my blog. I will have links in the description down below. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I am going to be trying to post new videos once a week. I may not be able to. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and post videos once every week. It'll probably be on Saturdays just because I'll probably film Friday and edit and then post it up Saturdays. So that's the plan as of right now. As far as blog posts are concerned, I will be posting blog posts at the same time as my videos, but I do plan on having a few scattered in between. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them in the comments below. Send me a message, like the page, and post somewhere about it. I will be sure to answer as quickly as possible. But if you are interested in this palette, final word on this, please get it. You will not regret it. This is a fantastic palette, amazing colors, amazing pigment, that's not a word. Amazing colors, amazing pigment, amazing formulas for each of them. The shimmers are just loose enough, but still have a little bit of a velvety feel to the eye. I could go on and on about this palette, but I will not because I will not bore you all. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead of you. Please, please shine on, Misfits, and spread as much love as you can.